I've got some announcements coming up regarding the podcast, and I think I will share today a little bit of what I am going to be doing for season 8. The podcast will be changing, and here's how it will be changing. I will no longer be doing a Friday episode on the podcast. The episode that I would normally do on Fridays will be done on the following Monday, if that makes sense. So we'll still be going through the Old Testament in order. It's just there won't be a Friday episode anymore. The reason I decided to no longer do a Friday episode is because I will be doing another Friday podcast for my paying members over on Ko-fi, which for those of you who don't know what Ko-fi is, it's basically like Patreon. So I will be going through the book of Psalms on Ko-fi on Fridays. Now, eventually those Psalms podcast episodes will actually get released to the general public once the Bible Explained podcast actually gets to the book of Psalms. But after the Psalms, I will be potentially doing Friday episodes that never get released to the public. For example, I'm thinking of redoing my Genesis episodes and also my Matthew episodes, as well as potentially talking about the Septuagint. And those episodes will possibly never be released for free. Now, there is a reason why I am doing this. I have so many wonderful people that donate to P40 Ministries and the Bible Explained podcast, and they purchase things. And I've been able to sustain the business through those donations and through the sales of merchandise. But in the 4 years that I've been doing this podcast, I have never taken a paycheck. My sister does not take a paycheck, and she puts in hours of work weekly for the podcast also. And my mom as well puts in hours of work weekly for the podcast, producing all of those YouTube videos that I do. And so I would like to be able to pay the workers that have been doing this ministry for so many years. And quite honestly, the worker is worthy of his wages. So that is the main reason. But the other reason is that I already have some Ko-fi tier members on Ko-fi who have been supporting this podcast very faithfully for many months with very little in return, other than the free content that I put out for everybody, and then also the discussions episodes that are also available for the T tier. And I would like to be able to do something special for the people who have been serving this ministry financially so faithfully for many months. So those are the two reasons why I'm going to be no longer doing a Friday episode, but that does not mean I'm not still going to be coming out with episodes almost daily. It's just instead going to be Mondays through Thursdays. Then Friday will be a special podcast episode for members over on Ko-fi. So I have 2 tiers you can sign up for on Ko-fi. One is the T tier for $10 a month, which gives you access to the discussions episodes that my sister and I do a couple times a month. And then the Ko-fi tier is $20 a month. That gives you access to the discussions episodes and also the Friday podcast episode. So the Ko-fi tier is the one you want to sign up for if you want access to the Friday podcast episodes. So if you would like to become a member on Ko-fi, check out the link in the description of this Saturday announcement. But for the rest of you, I will see you on September 2nd, Labor Day, for the start of season 8. Happy listening, and God bless.